Hey everybody, Matt the Monster, back with Marvel Heroes. And this time we're back with Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, and we got a new build for him, Flame On. And they kind of nerfed him a little bit. They took away his defensive passive, which is kind of strange because he's squishy enough as it is. And so he got a little bit squishier. And so we'll do what we can with him. And I got a pretty good build, the Flame On. And does a lot of good damage, and he's definitely cosmic capable still, but I don't know. I don't like that passive being gone. I wish they would reconsider what they were doing there. So going into the build, it's pretty much the same as what I was doing before, except I had the extra points now because the passive's gone. So we're going to do 20 points into fuel for the flame, and that's going to give us some extra damage rating versus burning targets. Everything should be burning with him. Gives us critical hit and brutal strike rating, and it makes everything burn for twice a second for 5 seconds when you hit, and it goes up as we put some gear on. We got 20 points into blazing speed. That's going to be a passive. That gives us some damage negation, and damage negation when we use a movement power, so whenever we charge around we'll actually get some extra damage negation. Gives us some dodge and some attack speed. The attack speed's kind of like why we put the 20 points in there, really, plus the dodge rating because we're squishy. A point into blazing flight if you want to fly around super fast or not. 20 points to thermal intensity. This is another passive that's going to give us some defense rating and some damage rating while you're standing in a fire area. And then when you strike a burning enemy, you gain power. So, you know, it's got a couple of good reasons at why to put 20 points into there. 20 points into Flame On. They reworked this signature pretty good. It now has a burst of energy damage and does energy damage twice per second. It leaves flame trails if you fly around, doing energy damage twice per second as well. But now it's got a buff effect, which has critical hit and brutal strike chance of 20%. Spirit cost reduction of 50%, and that lasts for 10 seconds on a 30-second cooldown. So that's a little bit better than it was before. We're going to do 20 points into Scorching Pyre. This is going to do a ground effect that burns everything in the area, and when it hits, and then it does damage twice per second to anything that stands in that area. That lasts for 8 seconds and makes everything vulnerable, so they take 10% extra damage for 7 seconds. We're going to do 20 points into Homing Flares. This is going to be our single target burn down. This does a lot of damage. Damage is plus 10 for each damage over time effect you have applied to the target. So we're going to get a lot of extra damage going on through these Homing Flares. Because we're also going to put Scorching Wall up. So we got Scorching Pyre, Fuel for the Flame, Scorching Wall. All those are putting damage over time effects on, so that's 30% extra damage to our homing flares. And the Scorching Wall, we'll put a wall up that does damage twice per second, and enemies deal 10% less damage for 7 seconds after they're hit by that, and the area lasts for 8 seconds. And finally, the rest of the points that you got, which shouldn't be too many unless you've gone through the story mode and gotten all your points. We'll go into Incinerating Blast, and we're going to use this to kill off trash. This is our boss burner, single target burner. This is our group burner. This does energy damage twice per second and plus 10 damage for each damage over time effect you've applied to the targets. Plus, it's plus 1% damage per 1% attack speed you have. So, the way I set this up is I put homing flares in the left mouse button. I put Blazing Charge in the right mouse button. Then I have Scorching Pyre, Scorching Wall set up so I can drop those where I want. And then I put Incinerating Blast up so I can spray that at anything moving around. And then I have Flame On set up so I can just move over my ring finger over to Flame On and just hit it, because I only have to do that once every 30 seconds. And then I'm all set. And I put Blazing Flight over here on 1 because I only need it when I'm out of combat, and so I don't need it anywhere near my action action fingers. I can use my pinky on that one. Take my time to apply it. So for Omegas, the only thing I've got are XP plus XP plus XP and plus XP. So that's why I'm missing 500 Omega points. And then for the items, I'm using Angel as my team up because I'm still leveling them. And then I have an Advanced Phoenix Feather. He's energy damage, all energy damage. So this gives us a good chunk of energy damage, and it will revive us if we should fall. Which, being Jenny Storm, he has little hit points on his gearing, so he can be quite squishy. Blinding Brazier of Balthek. 832 damage rating versus enemies with burn status. Everything's burning. So it makes sense to carry that. Dr. Octopus Medallion. Most of this is area damage, so I went with the Dr. Octopus Medallion. You can go with Wizard. Well, you can go with what you like. I just went with the Dr. Octopus Medallion because I wanted a bigger, wider swath to hit with my area powers, and it's got damage rating on it, so it just works for me. Power Prism Shard. This one's got crit hit rating to area powers, plus power radius, and minus spirit power cost to area powers. Again, kind of working in off the Scorching Wall, the Scorching Pyre, Incinerating Blast, Flame On, even his ultimate area. And then the Pluvian Superconductor. Again, this is plus damage rating versus to area powers. So that's working in there. Some other things you could think about is Magneto is right t-shirts. That would work in well because everything's ranged. I got his Human Torch Classic Blue costume that I wear. He's got a 300 hit point, 100 spirit and medkit use, damage rating versus ranged powers. So it's a pretty good costume core. Gives him some health. He needs health. I don't even think I can go raid without the health on the core. I got plus 3 energy, plus 1 ranks to range powers, plus 3% damage to range power pet. So it's a pretty good pet for him. I got a little placeholder Cosmic Control Rod here. It's not leveled up or anything, just to show you what I would use as his legendary. This is really good for him. I got Relics of Lemuria. You can use whatever relic you want. I just used to give everybody Relics of Lemuria. It's been a while since he's been out. I got Insignia of Herbie. When you hit with any power, you and your allies gain Loyal Robot Aura for 8 seconds, granting 1% chance to avoid attacks while his aura is active. Regenerate 6 spirit when you defeat an enemy and gain 1 spirit when you critically hit. This also has got 1,000 critical hit damage rating and 752 defense. Kind of needs that defense. I got a Cosmic Ring with critical hit, brutal strike rating, damage rating to range powers, and brutal damage rating. Not a bad little ring. I got River of the Soul and a 200 energy damage rating Euro. That should probably be a defensive Euro given his lack of hit points. I got Gloves of the Light Brigade. 830 damage rating, 760 energy damage rating. So this is massive energy damage right here. Plus, well, actually everything else does not apply to here, but it's just a lot of damage rating. Stark's Unstable Catalyst. This has got 2,000 defense rating, 2,200 defense rating, and 1,700 energy defense rating, 258 energy damage, 1,300 health, plus 1 energy, and plus 3 ranks to Human Torch's heroic hothead powers, plus 3 ranks to thermal intensity. Future Foundation Belt, 1,400 defense, plus 1 ranks to all powers, plus 6 ranks to all Human Torch's fantastic firebrands power, and plus 5 ranks to Scorching Pyre. So that's pretty good. The original Human Torch's boots, 1,500 defense rating, 200 energy defense rating. Range attacks deal more damage the farther you are away from the target, up to 13% at maximum range, plus 20% power radius, And +6 ranks to all Human Torch's burning Bravo powers. And then Stellar Fire. 326 defense rating and 840 damage rating. 360 damage rating to damage over time powers, +1 durability. 300 crit rating, 729 critical damage rating, and +1 to all powers. Personally, I feel his uniques are very underpowered and need serious looking at. I think Johnny needs serious looking at altogether. And them nerfing him, I don't know what they were thinking. So terminals, we'll go take on a Cosmic Dr. Octopus, and we should be able to do it. We got everybody out. As you can see, it's a lot of damage. But it doesn't take much to drop his health bar. Just need a couple more. Looks like they're going to make me hunt for him. There they are. And that's Dr. Octopus. Like I said, you're squishy. So you gotta stay on your toes. As long as you can stay away from them, you're pretty good. Probably better off with a melee taunting team up, but I'm leveling him, so I took him. And that's it. So I hope it helps. Hope you guys enjoyed, and talk to everybody real soon.